thank you for speaking with FandomWire, Cush and Peter. The two of you worked together on Torchwood back in 2009, and obviously you've continued to, have this incredible career together. How has your relationship changed between that show and now Criminal Record?
Well, I think when I first saw Kush, she seemed to me to be a high-spirited young girl with perhaps with a future. We didn't know. And then fast forward, I see her playing Hamlet, which was amazing to take on that role and to deliver it so beautifully. And suddenly, the years have shot past, and she's a celebrated Shakespearean classical actress and an international treasure. So that's changed because obviously earlier on I'd been around the block and she hadn't. Now she's been around the block and I haven't.
I think the main thing, it's like, you work with one of your heroes when you're younger and then they turn out to be even better than you thought. And then maybe you become friends and then...
David Tennant.
Yeah, David Tennant, yeah. The other Doctor Who. But no, I think Peter just... I always found him very inspiring. He's super fun to work with and very kind. And I think our minds work in the same way with the way we work. So I was always wanting to work with him on something, like always wanting to develop something with him. I didn't know it would, take us nearly 20 years. But I just think he's got a phenomenal brain. He directs as well. He directed me before. He's directed other things. He does so many shows. He writes amazing albums. I mean, he's a genius. So I knew I could only become better by rubbing myself up against Peter's talent.
Well, Kush, June is just one of the best characters I've ever seen on television, just full stop. What is the most challenging aspect about playing a character that is endlessly empathetic, but also knows they need to get the job done? And how did you approach that in series two?
I love that June is, thank you for saying that. That's really nice, by the way. What I love about her is that she's pretty messy as a person. I used to love watching shows like The Wire because I used to like how the people were out there trying to follow this kind of morality, but they were really messy people, really flawed people. She's so ordinary, but she's called on to do extraordinary things. And she never takes the easy way out, but that's also super exhausting. And then at the end of it all, she has to go home and kind of check that there's enough food in the house for her kid to maybe have dinner, which just, she doesn't even seem to be able to cope with the most normal things. So I find it takes a lot of energy to play her, but I find it so satisfying because she holds in so much and then she's having to kick doors down in the next scene. And I love that seesaw of a person. That just I think she's fascinating. She's way more fascinating than me, which is why I love playing her.
And Peter, you've often been able to play characters that really take real world politics and infuse them into how they react to things. Obviously, In the Loop, one of our favorite movies of the last century so far. What made that such an important part to bring into Criminal Record Series 2? Because it's far more prevalent than even in Series 1.
I think if you're just trying to make mature drama, you have to reflect the world that you're living in. And we live in a very complex and quite scary world when things are changing really quickly and where the truth itself has become so devalued. And so not to respond to that is being irresponsible and not real. People are worried and confused by what's going on in the world. So I think it's absolutely appropriate that a crime drama should explore that. It has, what goes on online has real world consequences. And police officers are often the people who have to deal with that. But what is comforting, I think, is both of our characters remain committed to the truth, and trying to find their way through this ever-changing landscape, which is more and more challenging every day.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. I love Criminal Record Series 1. I'm so excited for Series 2.
Oh.
And best of luck.